Imagine something is watching. Always. Even when you sleep, even when you're alone. Its eyes are everywhere. Sometimes in the mirror, sometimes in your shadow. Today, we'll talk about a being that doesn't need doors to enter your world. Meet Omni. They say that once you feel its gaze, you'll never know peace again. Because you can't hide from Omni, it already knows where you are. Omni is an enigmatic, terrifying entity whose defining trait is omnipresence, both physical and metaphysical. It is not bound by any place, time, or dimension. It can appear anywhere a gaze falls or a shadow lingers. Its body is often described as humanoid but faceless, replaced by a single, massive eye that endlessly watches the world around it, or dozens of small, restless pupils shifting beneath its translucent skin like insects beneath ice. It is sometimes depicted with thin, distorted limbs, long fingers resembling bony tendrils, and an unnaturally slow, almost hypnotic movement. In its presence, space itself seems to distort, light flickers, sounds become warped, and time ceases to flow linearly. Being near Omni can induce nausea, disorientation, intense fear, and in extreme cases, vivid hallucinations or sudden panic attacks. In dreams, it appears as a shadow, shapeless, yet clearly aware. It watches, but never speaks. It makes no sound, does not respond to your voice. It simply observes until you wake up with the sense that something is still standing in the corner of your room, even if you can't see it. Some believe that if Omni looks you in the eye, you will never be alone again, because one of its eyes stays with you forever. Although the character Omni is relatively modern, its motif has deep roots in ancient folk fears, myths, and religious imaginations. In almost every culture, there existed the archetype of the Great Watcher, a spirit, deity, or demon that sees everything, knows every thought, every wrongdoing, every secret, even the one a person could not name before themselves. It was more than omniscience. It was the relentless presence of a gaze that knows no sleep, mercy, or forgetfulness. In Norse folklore, there was mention of Ogn, a mysterious eye hidden in the shadow of the world, capable of seeing the truth concealed beneath lies and illusion. It had no form but appeared at moments of moral crisis, not to punish, but to watch, and not to let one forget. Meanwhile, in some versions of Slavic myths, there existed the figure of the Watcher from behind the trees, a forest spirit whose presence was revealed only by breath and the feeling of a weight on one's neck. It was said to appear only to those who tried to deceive others or themselves. Omni combines these dispersed cultural ideas and transforms them into a modern myth. It is not only a being but a symptom, the embodiment of collective paranoia, the subconscious fear of being watched, judged, and scrutinized by a force that cannot be understood or escaped. In the era of cameras, wiretaps, and digital surveillance, the myth of the all-seeing returns stronger than ever. Omni is a contemporary demon of consciousness, quiet but relentless, reminding us that privacy is merely an illusion, and the gaze can come from any direction, even from within ourselves. Contemporary culture has quickly adopted Omni as a symbol of modern horror, a being that embodies fears related to the loss of privacy, the breaking of reality's boundaries, and the inevitable gaze of something inhuman. In creepypasta games, survival horror, and indie horror, Omni most often appears as an unbeatable enemy. It cannot be killed or stopped. One can only run, hide, turn off the lights, and pray that its gaze does not fall on you. A single look is enough for the player's character to disappear or descend into madness. In horror comics and films, Omni often takes the form of an astral entity from another dimension, existing beyond the limits of human understanding. It infiltrates our world through dreams, reflections, mirrors, and sometimes even through the eyes of those who have stared at a screen for too long. It is often accompanied by symbolism of eyes, multiple reflections, and optical distortions. The reality around it ripples, and logic begins to break down. The internet provides the perfect environment for legends about Omni. Numerous fictional recordings circulate online from surveillance cameras, live streams, or old VHS tapes, where for a fraction of a second, a strange, organic eye appears, often in the background, behind a window, in a mirror, or as a dead pixel. Descriptions accompanying these videos often include warnings like, "Don't look too long. It saw you. The people in this footage are no longer alive." Alleged reports from secret agencies investigating anomalies have also emerged, mentioning a being observing from within. For many fans of internet horror, Omni is no longer just a monster, but a contemporary myth, a digital demon born in the gaze of the camera and growing with every revealed secret. And you? Do you ever feel like someone is watching you? Have you ever dreamed of an eye so real you couldn't ignore it? Or maybe you've encountered Omni in a dream, at the edge of the forest, or in the corner of your room. Share your story in the comments. Subscribe if you want more tales from the borderlands of old folklore and modern fear. Click the like button. It's the only way to keep him from looking through your window tonight.